Good morning, guys. I'm doing a little bit of a walk and talk. I have you guys strapped to the cart right now, but I just want to talk a little bit about like my fitness journey and how I prepped for the walk. I'll be honest, I didn't do a lot of prep physically for the walk other than working with my personal trainer, Spencer Sharp at Look Like an Athlete Fitness. I'll throw he has a free Facebook page and a bunch of cool resources, and I'll put him in the comments. I'll tag him and everything. But I would really say that my fitness journey and prep for the walk started right around 2018. Before that, when I was in high school, I was a varsity athlete, which had to be. My school was super small. But I played baseball, football. I sat bench in basketball, but, I did my best. But when I got to college, I had a little bit of a rough go. Grades weren't great. School was difficult, blah, 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 the social aspect, all that fun stuff, right? And that's my umbrella. And I gained a lot of weight. I think I got to college just shy of 200, and I think in 2017, near the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, I remember there was a party that was going on, and I'd gone to the bathroom and I went to go wash my hands, and as I was drying my hands, I wiped them on my shirt, and I remember looking down, and in that moment, I realized that because of my stomach, I couldn't really see my feet. And I'll be honest, I had a few drinks, so it hit me a little bit harder than it probably should have, I guess. But I went over to the scale and stood on it, and it was 297 pounds. And I just remember going to my room and being like, man, what is going on? And I know that what my cope mechanism is a lot more of stress eating. So I was drinking a ton of Mountain Dew and soda and getting takeout and just eating like garbage every single day. And it got to the point that, it was affecting my confidence. I have eczema, so my skin was super inflamed. It was just causing all these issues. I'd have really bad flare-ups. There have been times, even after graduation and during school, where my skin flares would be so bad that I couldn't even really leave my room because it hurt so bad, or I just felt like I looked like like a ghoul from Fallout. It was just all red and irritated and raw and gross looking. And I don't know, all that just affected my confidence. And what I did that night, actually, when I realized how much I'd weighed, I went on Amazon and I bought a shirt, and I went down to Costco the day after, and I bought some running shoes. And a few days later, the shirt arrived, and it was actually this one right here. The Spider-Man advanced suit workout shirt. And what I did with that was I got it off of Amazon. I actually remember when I got it, I picked it up from the university Amazon drop box. And I was on the bus, and I was talking to one of my friends, Daphne, about it. I was like, oh yeah, I just got this Spider-Man shirt. I'm going to start running. And oh, cool, that's great. And what I would do for months is a few times a week, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, whatever, I would sneak out of my fraternity house and I would go for runs at night. And I did that because, I was embarrassed. I didn't want people seeing me during the day being all, I felt like gross and sweaty and, this fat guy running down the street. And that's how I felt, right? So that's what I did for a few months. And I think I lost 10, 15, 20 pounds. And I think a couple weeks into it, I walked into the UC Davis gym, and I kind of promptly walked out because it was just overwhelming and embarrassing. And I was like, I don't even know what to do with any of this equipment. After a couple months, I got more confidence and I was able to go in there. I played racquetball by myself. I played with my roommate, William, freshman year quite a bit, but that was, that was right out of high school. So I was still kind of fit. And I lost a good amount of weight. I think by the time graduation came around, I was down 20 or 30 pounds or so. I started eating a little bit better, mostly just cutting out all the soda and sweet drinks I was consuming all the time, constantly. Then graduation happened, and I got into running even more. At this point, I was able to run outside during the day and not I don't know, feel embarrassed about it. And some cars coming. And yeah, just felt a lot better about it. I did a superhero 5K, which I think was my first 5K, with my mom and little sister, and I wore that Spider-Man shirt. And they dressed up, I think, as some other superheroes. I think Spider-Man and Wonder Woman or something. And that was like my first run like that. I think since then I've done 2 or 3 10Ks, like 4 or 5 5Ks, like the races. But I've ran a lot. I think I put in like 400 or 500 miles, something like that, over the span of a few years. Which, I don't know, doesn't sound like a lot over a year, but for what I was, it was awesome. And then I did 75 hard, and that was also great. I think I lost like another 20 or 30 pounds. I think by the time I finished 75 hard, I was like 220, 225 or so, and I was pretty lean. I think all those experiences kind of like stacked confidence, like tokens of confidence, right? It was like just like, oh, here's your chip. Every time you finish a run, every time you finish a workout, it just added to the confidence, you know? And I think, I want to say 2022, I started training for a half marathon. And to make sure that I followed through on it, what I did was I posted on social media asking for people to donate a dollar amount, like dollars per mile, like what miles for dollars, whatever it is. And from just those, 13.1 miles that I ran, I was able to raise almost $1,500 with the help of my community for the Northern California Herpetological Society. And that was super rad. I was like, oh, that's cool. That worked. And I ended up running, I think it was like a 2.5 hour half marathon. So like pretty good for the first one, I would say. And then I started training for my next half marathon the next year. And instead of collecting all the donations myself and, I don't know, posting about it all last minute, I worked with an organization called the Wander Project to run in the Yosemite half marathon with vacation races. And my goal for that was to run a 2-hour half marathon, or sub 2 hour, I guess. And I mean, the course was a little bit rough. I guess there was a mudslide that messed up some of the course, and they had to take us like more uphill and through mud, and my time ended up being like 2 hours and like 18 minutes. So like 20 minutes shy of what I wanted, but still pretty dang good. And I mean, at the very least, I got a cool shirt out of it. Nice comfy shirt. And yeah, vacation races and Wander Project, or good old Wander Project, are on the back. And that's how I ended up working with Wander Project to collect funds for my walk across America. But yeah, and then after the half marathon is when I started working with Spencer Sharp from Look Like an Athlete Coaching. And I hired him because I found him just through social media. He is a fan of Alex Hormozi, which is a business content creator. And I don't know, I found him on his socials one day, and I really liked his content. I feel like it vibed. A lot of it was, like this is for former athletes and people that want to look like an athlete again and blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't want to be, what I got out of it was, you don't necessarily want to be the top of the top, best of the best Olympic athlete, but like you want to look like one again. Like you want to feel good, like look, feel, act like an athlete again. And I ended up hiring him for about 6 or 7 months, I think. Leading up to my walk across the country. And with him, it was a lot more focusing on weightlifting, which I didn't really get at the time. I thought it would make more sense to do a lot more cardio, but I trusted the process, and he had me doing like full body splits. All of my maxes on the big 3, squat, deadlift, and bench, went up super high to the point that I can, like, the maxes I have recorded now are for reps rather than just, one rep. And I didn't want to injure myself and try to go too hard or anything. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm at like 1,100 pounds in terms of like the 1,000-pound club. And during my walk, I felt great. My feet and legs are a little sore, but never once have I felt like I was too weak to, push the cart, carry the backpack. But my body's always felt great. And I attribute a lot of that to Spencer, as well as my nutrition coach, Marisol Fernandez from Rooted Movement in Modesto. The diet that she gave me, I follow as close as I can, but she made sure that I have all the, a good amount of protein, calories, vitamins, minerals, all the baseline stuff, And then I also am working with Stephanie Alston from Santosha Yoga Collective in Sacramento area. And she's been kind of like my, body aches and pains and stretching person. So working with those three people have been the most that I've done in terms of specific walk training and preparation. So what I'm trying to say is, if you are feeling like I did that day when I realized how much I weighed, when I realized what was really going on, take the leap, figure out what you need to do to make the changes in your life that serve you the most. At the time, I'd already heard about the walk by the time I started losing weight. Sorry for the dogs in the background. I'd already made the decision, or I guess I knew I wanted to do the walk by that time, but I wasn't doing all of that so I could do the walk. But because I did all of that, I'm able to do it. And that's a theme that's come up in the podcast when I was interviewing folks, is people don't always make choices based off of the future they don't know about yet. But there's a way that you can make choices in the present that open up possibilities in the future. And I think that's the biggest thing I'd want people to take away from this is make decisions for your health, your body, so that in the future you can do more. But yeah, thanks for chatting with me for like half a mile. Helped take my mind off of the walk for a second, and I appreciate it. But if you guys have any thoughts about any of that, let me know in the comments. And if there's any way that I can support you as coach, as a fellow walker through life, let me know. I'd be more than happy to chat with you guys in the DMs, or we can set up a coaching call or something. So let me know, and I will touch back with you guys later when I have an idea for another story time. Thanks.